Let's be real, money rules the shinobi world. You might think chakra, bloodlines, or forbidden jutsu are what shape this world, but trust me, it's Rio that keeps the system spinning. With enough cash, you can hire assassins like Zabuza to slice through your enemies, or, if you're feeling adventurous, pay Jiraiya to take you on a research trip to some very interesting locations. Behind every flashy jutsu and epic battle, there's a budget. Hidden villages don't run on dreams. They need funds for missions, supplies, and yes, bingo book bounties. Ever heard how much Asuma's head was worth? 35 million Rio. That's the price of a high-tier ninja life. One explosive tag costs between 500 to 1,500 Ryo. Konan once used 600 billion tags in one go. Do the math. That's more zeros than a forbidden scroll. Even dark organizations like the Akatsuki needed money. Sure, they talked about peace and revolution, but first they had to pay the rent. They took assassination jobs, stole from warlords, and built underground bases in remote mountains. But here's the twist. Their living expenses were dirt cheap. Sasori was a puppet. No food needed. Deidara ate clay like it was gourmet sushi. Kisame, he grilled his own fish. These guys practically ran on ninja minimalism. Today, we'll break down the wealthiest shinobi across the Naruto world, from explosive queens to gambling legends, from quiet shopkeepers to political giants. Who's the true Rio kingpin? Stick around. Things are about to get expensive. Before we wrap up, I just want to say a huge thank you. We've officially passed 20,389 subscribers. That number might look simple, but to us, it means everything. Every single click, every like, every sub, it's helped our channel grow a little more each day, and we truly appreciate it. Our next goal, 25,000, and we'd love to hit that milestone with you. If you've enjoyed this video, or if you just love diving deep into the ninja world with us, hit that like button and smash the subscribe if you haven't already. Let's keep growing together. Now, Kakuzu. Let's talk about the most hardcore accountant in all of Naruto, Kakuzu. This guy was the real treasurer of Akatsuki, a rogue from the hidden waterfall. He was so obsessed with money that he wouldn't even buy new clothes when his old ones ripped. That's not fashion, that's financial commitment. For over 60 years, Kakuzu lived off bounties and assassination missions. He hunted heads like Chirikus, worth 30 million Rio on the black market, and cashed in without blinking. He didn't fight for ideals or revenge, he fought for profit. Every time he stitched a new heart into himself, it was so he could keep collecting more and more cash. But what did he do with all that money? Hoard it, protect it, count it. The man was practically allergic to spending. You could say he was a living bank vault. He managed Akatsuki's finances, and that was no small gig. Assassins don't come cheap, but when most members didn't even eat, like Sasori or Deidara with his gourmet clay, it meant pure profit. Kakuzu was a money-printing machine. Ironically, after his death, all that fortune didn't go to the grave. It landed in Konan's hands. Talk about a hostile takeover. Konan. Konan was the CFO of the Akatsuki Empire. After Yahiko's fall and Nagato's rise, Konan became the silent strategist behind the scenes. And when Kakuzu passed on, she inherited the entire Akatsuki treasury. Imagine suddenly becoming the richest rogue ninja overnight. That's Konan. We're talking about a woman who once used 600 billion paper bombs in a single battle. That's 600 trillion Rio worth of explosives. At 1,000 Ryo per tag, she basically blew up a GDP. Just to put it into perspective, she could have bought 17 million Asuma heads on the bounty market. That's a whole elite army, or a very bloody investment strategy. How did Akatsuki earn so much? Simple, dirty work, assassinations, war contracts, high-stakes extortion. But the real genius? Their expenses were minimal. Kisame grilled his own fish. Sasori didn't even eat. Deidara munched on clay and called it lunch. Most members didn't care about luxury. They were walking weapons. That meant more money piled up with every job. And Konan? She managed it all. She didn't need a bank. Banks need IDs. She didn't have to report income taxes or worry about fraud alerts. She was off-grid, off-record, and fully liquid. After Nagato's death, everything Akatsuki had, cash, scrolls, secrets, base blueprints, was under her control. She could have retired to a mansion made of chakra-resistant gold, but instead, she used it for one final mission: to protect what Yahiko believed in. Jiraiya. Jiraiya, the gallant perv, the wandering sage, the man with more side hustles than any ninja alive. While others trained or fought, he wrote books, 7 of them to be exact. Make Out Paradise, Make Out Tactics, Make Out Whirlwind. Titles so popular that even feuding countries paused war just to finish the last chapter. His books were that good. His royalties alone made him a household name across nations. Kakashi read them religiously. Boruto once found the whole collection hidden in Naruto's house, right before Hinata confiscated it. Even Sasuke read Jiraiya's Make Out Tactics to boost his emotional IQ. If that's not cultural power, I don't know what is. But books weren't his only income. Jiraiya completed over 1,000 missions, including 138 S-rank jobs. Each of those was worth at least 1 million Ryo. That's not chump change. That's retirement money. If he had any interest in retiring. Instead, he blew it all on bars, brothels, and bathhouses. He even borrowed from Tsunade's wallet once. Naruto once peeked at Jiraiya's bank book and couldn't believe how many digits he saw. That's the kind of shock that creates Sage Mode motivation. Even with his chaotic spending habits, Jiraiya lived like a king. He traveled, trained the future Hokage, and never once had to worry about affording a meal or a bottle of sake. Jiraiya was so rich, he could fund Tsunade's gambling debts and still have enough left over to take Guy and Mirai on a hot springs spiritual journey, and maybe slip in a little research while he was at it. Tenten. Tenten might not get much screen time, but financially, she's living a high life. Think about it. She throws explosive tags like confetti, summons rare weapons like it's no big deal, and basically drags Team Guy's entire GDP upward on her own. During the Fourth Great Ninja War, she casually used high-end gear and rare ninja tools, most of which probably came out of her own pocket. Let's be honest, no way the village's budget could support her arsenal. Especially not when Guy and Rock Lee were the textbook definition of broke, and Neji, well, he was from the Hyuga branch family. Money didn't exactly flow in that direction. After the war, Tenten opened her own ninja tool shop. Sounds normal, right? Except her inventory includes literal Six Paths treasures, like the Bashosen fan, Kohaku no Johei jar, and Benihisago gourd. Selling just one of those could fund a Kage summit. Some fans even speculate she's secretly a descendant of Mito Uzumaki or Hashirama Senju. That hair, that outfit, there's a resemblance. If she inherited even a slice of that wealth, it'd explain why she can throw around explosive tags like candy. Even when camping during missions, she'd pull out full cooking sets, ingredients, and backup gear. Team Guy wasn't just fighting, they were glamping. Sure, her shop rarely has customers in peacetime, but let's be real, she doesn't need them. Just keeping those legendary tools locked in a vault is like sitting on a treasure hoard. Tenten lives like an heiress. She tosses a paper bomb and waves goodbye, but her wallet stays untouched. Legendary weapons? Check. Explosive arsenal? Check. Financial stress? Never heard of it. Tsunade, the best medical ninja in the world, and probably the unluckiest gambler in all 5 nations. But broke? Never. Not even close. She's the granddaughter of Hashirama Senju, meaning she inherited some serious old money. We're talking first Hokage level savings here. That alone could cover decades of debt, drinks, and dice games. But her real wealth comes from her reputation. Tsunade's medical skills were so legendary that even Orochimaru, Mr. I'll steal your body, begged her for treatment. If she asked for payment, he probably would have thrown in a mansion and his snake lair. There's one story that says she once borrowed an entire room full of cash, nearly 400 million Ryo, without a single signature. Just her name was enough. For comparison, Kakuzu needed to deliver over 100 Chiriku heads to make that kind of money. Now that's financial power. Despite her constant gambling losses, she never went bankrupt. Why? Because money always found its way back to her. She could heal a Kage, take one consultation fee, and immediately clear her debts. Her credit score must have been higher than any chakra level in the series. People called her the jackpot loser. Casinos loved her. Other players cheered when she sat down. Losing to Tsunade felt like winning the lottery. Tsunade may have been cursed at the tables, but in real life, she always hit the jackpot. Her luck with cards was terrible. Her luck with money, divine. Rasa. Rasa, the fourth Kazekage, didn't just control sand, he controlled gold. With his unique gold dust KK Genkai, he literally mined wealth from the desert. While the rest of the sand village struggled with poverty, Rasa was printing money, grain by grain. His power made him a walking treasure mine. In a land where resources were scarce, being able to extract gold from the earth was game-changing. Rasa wasn't just a leader, he was the Sand Village's central bank. But here's where it gets wild. After Rasa was assassinated by Orochimaru, all that hidden wealth? Gone. Orochimaru took everything. That gold became the startup fund for Orochimaru's villain empire. New bases, fancy labs, underground bunkers, all paid for with Rasa's golden sand. That's how valuable his assets were. Rasa might have died in the desert, but his money kept slithering through the world thanks to a certain snake. His village stayed broke. But he had the power to create riches at will. Unfortunately, he never got to use it for luxury, just survival and war. In Rasa's eyes, the desert was a vault. But in the end, Orochimaru cracked it open and laughed all the way to the bank. Hiruzen Sarutobi, the third Hokage, didn't just lead the village, he practically owned it. Longest-serving Hokage in history. That's decades of uninterrupted political power, and more importantly, decades to quietly collect land, houses, and probably a few ramen stands too. He wasn't flashy. He didn't throw money around. But make no mistake, he played the long game. Over the years, the Sarutobi clan expanded its reach. Rumors said Hiruzen had real estate scattered all across Konoha. From training grounds to hidden backstreets, chances are, if you stepped on a rock in the village, he owned it. And don't forget, he had backdoor dealings with other villages. Peace talks? Maybe. But what if they were disguised property negotiations? You give us trade routes, we give you hot spring land. It's Hokage-level business. Because he reigned for so long, he saw the rise and fall of many shinobi and bought up everything they left behind. It's like Monopoly, Ninja Edition. While others built jutsu, he built equity. Hiruzen was so rich, the entire Leaf Village was basically his backyard. Forget Hidden Leaf, he lived in hidden assets. Ariki Kaminarimon. In Boruto's era, one name towers above the rest in business. Ariki Kaminarimon. This man didn't master ninjutsu, he mastered innovation. The founder of Kaminarimon Corporation, he turned lightning-powered transportation into the next big economic boom for Konoha. His empire doesn't just stop at vehicles. His tech is everywhere. Schools, streets, and every flashy gadget Boruto brags about. And when his son Denki got kidnapped, Araki casually dropped 500 million Ryo for the ransom. That's 14 Asuma heads, just to bring the kid home. His house? A palace disguised as a modern smart home. Boruto once got lost trying to find the kitchen. Denki probably needs GPS just to find the front door. Araki represents a new breed of shinobi-era billionaires, not born from bloodlines or battle scars, but from blueprints and business plans. His influence is shaping Konoha's future more than most Kage ever did. How rich is Araki? Let's put it this way. If you turn on a light in Konoha, chances are he's earning interest. Daimyo of the Land of Fire. Now let's talk about real power. Not the jutsu kind, the economic kind. The Daimyo of the Land of Fire might not throw kunai, but he holds the biggest wallet on the continent. This man bankrolls the Hidden Leaf Village and practically funds entire wars, or peace treaties, depending on his mood. His wealth comes from land, natural resources, and probably ancient ninja patents we've never heard of. And when his son was kidnapped, he offered 500 million Ryo without blinking. That's spare change for him, like tipping your waiter with a gold bar. He's not a shinobi, he doesn't train, he doesn't even wear armor. But one signature from him decides whether a war starts or ends. He once backed Naruto during the Fourth Great Ninja War without asking for anything in return, just because he believed in peace. He doesn't flaunt it. His son does, but he doesn't. That's generational wealth, folks. The daimyo is so rich, his money has money. He could buy every hidden village and still have enough left to build a golden Hokage monument. Hashirama. Hashirama wasn't just the first Hokage. He was the original business tycoon of the ninja world. With wood release in one hand and a sense of negotiation in the other, he turned Konoha into a financial capital, before economy was even a ninja subject. You think the village got rich from missions? Number It got rich from Hashirama selling tailed beasts like they were rare Pokemon cards. One bijou, worth a mountain of gold. He didn't even keep the profit. He handed the cash over like a true statesman. And then there's the wood. Not firewood. We're talking chakra-infused, mountain-level wood constructs. If he ever opened a lumber business, he'd bankrupt every hardware store in the 5 nations. He passed on this wealth to the Senju clan, which explains how Tsunade never went broke, and possibly how Tenten could afford a warehouse of bombs. Hashirama sold one-tailed beast and could feed Konoha until Tsunade's generation. With the leftovers, he probably bought Naruto ramen for life. Orochimaru. Orochimaru was more than just a snake with ambition. He was a one-man crime syndicate. With illegal experiments, stolen bodies, and underground labs, he built an empire out of things no ninja dared touch. Literally. After taking out Rasa, the gold Kazekage, he absorbed his entire fortune. That golden sand, Orochimaru melted it into startup capital. From there, he built lab after lab, fortress after fortress. If a base got discovered, he'd just abandon it and build another. Like some kind of dark science Lego addict. He also ran a black market organ business. Yes, that kind of black market. People were buying Sharingan like they were candy, and Orochimaru was the shady dealer behind the curtain. His hideouts had full tech suites, armies of followers, and enough cash to fund multiple secret experiments. The man never ran out of money. He ran out of morals first. Orochimaru was so loaded, he built bases like kids build pillow forts. Blow one up? No problem. He already ordered the next 10. Shikamaru Nara. Shikamaru might look like a guy who can't even bother to tie his shoes, but his finances say otherwise. Born into the Nara clan, he grew up surrounded by wealth. His family owns a giant deer forest, a rare and valuable natural reserve under Hokage protection. After the Chunin exams, Shikamaru rose fast. Missions, strategy roles, Hokage advisor, you name it, he did it. He didn't flash his money, but he didn't need to. He was always that guy who could afford anything, but chose not to. His brain made him rich. Every war plan, every tactical move brought in results. And Ryo. While Naruto fought with Rasengan, Shikamaru fought with logic, and earned passive income from his family's land. He probably owns property across Konoha and doesn't even know it, because checking bank accounts sounds like a drag. Shikamaru looked lazy, but his wallet was wide awake. He had enough cash to feed the deer, fund missions, and maybe still cover Naruto's ramen bill. Hiashi. Hiashi was the real estate emperor of the Hyuga family. Their mansion? More like a palace. The front gate alone screams old money, and the inner courtyard? Big enough for Hanabi to practice gentle fist while spinning in circles like a ninja ballerina, with room to spare. Every room in the Hyuga compound is massive. Hanabi's bedroom could double as an Airbnb castle. And let's not forget, the Hyuga are one of the 4 noble clans. That means land, legacy, and loads of generational wealth. Hiashi didn't show off. He didn't need to. His silence said, I own half the village. And with that Byakugan, he could spot any unpaid rent from across town. His daughters, Hinata and Hanabi, lived like true heiresses. Even Naruto, future Hokage, was stunned when he saw their house. He grew up in a studio apartment. They grew up in a luxury dojo. Hiyashi's house wasn't a house, it was a fortress. And his wealth? Quiet, steady, and impossible to ignore. Thank you for watching. See ya in the next video.